do a craft sim. You can watch me out at every touch Shabbat. Yep. Okay. Yep, cool. Good. I think I am unmuted. Yes, I am.
All right, folks, now you're actually going to hear what's going on. For some reason, the streaming button was muted, the audio button for the streaming. Interesting, indeed. And because of that, we're going to go in reverse and we're going to do It's a Tree of Life song again, because it's a great song. We'll sing it for the second time. Apologies for the tech difficulties. These things happen from time to time, but we have recovered. So if you could go back to It is a Tree of Life on that slide.
Okay.
Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life for those that hold fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Let's try it in Hebrew. Eitz hayim hila macha zikim bavetom ha'meusha. Eitz hayim hila macha zikim bavetom ha'meusha. Shalom, 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 shalom. So a quick recap, because you could see and not hear. I promise you, we did the blessings over the candles. We did indeed have that naming. It was pretty awesome. Sorry that you couldn't hear about it, but I guess most importantly, the family heard it. So we've now going to move on to the Baruch. So let's rise for the Baruch, saying, we're ready to go, we're ready to pray. We'll look toward the ark. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Amorah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Amorah Leolam Va'ed. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, lai lai. Preparing for the Shema, let's sing Open Up Our Eyes. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Feel free to be seated. We've just said that God is one and God is great. Holy is God's name. And because this is a time where we think about the environment this time of year, in Israel, it's the beginning of spring, and there are beautiful trees called almond trees called shkedim, which come in different varieties, pink flowers, reddish flowers, white flowers, kind of lavender flowers. They're absolutely gorgeous. Of course, you can see almond trees in bloom in many places in the world. We're going to share a nice story called Happy Birthday Tree, a Tu B'Shvat story. Madeline Rosenberg wrote this, illustrated by Jana Christie. So let's learn about the Happy Birthday Tree. Joni climbed the tree that grew tall and quiet in her front yard. Today was Tu B'Shvat, the birthday of the trees. But Joni's tree didn't look like it was celebrating. It didn't look like it was having a birthday at all. Today's birthday of the tree, she announced. We're having a party. What do you get a tree for its birthday, Nate asked. Joni thought for a minute. Water, she suggested. Water's boring, said Nate. But trees need it, said Joni. So they filled the watering can and poured water on the tree. The tree looked a little happier. So what else? Asked Joni. Sunshine, Nate said. Sunshine isn't boring. They looked up. Clouds covered the sun. Blow, Joni said. Joni and Nate blew and blew until the sun peeked out. Have you ever tried doing that? The tree looked even happier. Now what? Nate said. Cupcakes. Joni loved cupcakes. Maybe you do too. Together, she and Nate made a giant one out of the cool soil. The tree didn't take a single bite, but Joni and Nate thought it looked happier. A good tree needs a good bird, Joni said. She ran to the house and came back with Daisy, her souvenir swan from the botanical garden. Swans don't live in trees, Nate said, but Joni stuck Daisy in the bend of a branch anyway. The tree was still. Maybe it just wants to be with other trees, Nate said. Joni and Nate reached their arms high. Let's do it at home. Reached their arms high into the air to make branches. When the wind came, they wiggled their fingers like leaves. But after 3 minutes, their branches, their arms, felt heavy. After 5 minutes, their branches really started to ache. And Joni didn't think her mother or Nate's mother would let them stand in the yard after dark. I have an idea, Joni said. I know just what our tree needs. She ran to the house to tell her mother. Then she found her piggy bank, her tzedakah box, and her mother's purse and car keys. At the nursery, Joni's mother followed Joni and Nate among rows and rows of trees. Look, Joni said, the bottoms are all wrapped up like presents. Those are the roots, her mother said. The burlap keeps the soil packed around them so they can stay safe and moist until the tree is planted. At first, it was hard to choose. Then Joni saw a little tree that reminded her of the big tree back home. Someday it would make a good climbing tree, she thought, but it was already the right size to be just what her big tree needed, a friend. This one, Joni said. When Joni's father came home, Joni, her mother, and Nate were digging a hole for the little tree across the yard from the big one. They placed the tree in the hole and gently removed the burlap. When they were sure the tree was comfortable, They patted the dirt back into place. Then they gave the little tree a drink of water and some mulch and welcomed it with a prayer. Maybe they said the Shechianu. Jenny brushed off her hands and stood in front of the shadow of the big tree. "Happy birthday, tree," she said again. "Now we can have our party." She passed out the newspaper hats she'd made for her own birthday. She gave a hat to each tree, and to Nate, and to her parents, and to some of the neighbors who had gathered around to watch. "Wait," Nate said. "Shouldn't we give something to the new tree? And what about my trees? It's their birthday too." Nate had a yard full of trees. There weren't enough party hats for them, or for the Huffman's trees, or the Kim's trees, or the Baxters. Joni chewed on her lip and thought about what she could give to the little tree, and all the big ones. She spun around in a circle, she hopped on one foot, and then she decided, a promise. "I'll take care of you, little tree," Joni said. "I'll promise to protect you and water you and love you. I promise I'll be good to you, tree. I'll be good to the trees of the world." Her mother smiled, her father winked. "We promise too," everyone shouted. The trees looked happy. They waved their branches and rattled their leaves. Joni stood on the ground between them. When she closed her eyes, it sounded just a bit as if the trees were clapping. What a beautiful story. I hope you liked it too. Now we're going to sing 2 more tree songs. This one's pretty good. And it's kind of you would call it a call and response. So I'll sing a little bit. And then, Gail, you can maybe do the response part. "Well, I've got a friend." Then you're going to sing.
"Who comforts?"
No, you're going to do.
Right.
"When I've got a friend. When
I've got a friend
who comforts me.
who comforts me.
I'm a kid.
I'm a kid,
And he's a tree."
and he's
We'll
a
sing
tree.
together. We grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow. Tu bishvat. Tree, 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 Tu bishvat. And then we're going to go back to that call and response again. On my birthday,
On my birthday,
we eat a lot.
we eat a lot.
On his birthday,
On his birthday,
it's Tu bishvat.
it's to
Let's
be
start small
shot.
and grow. We grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow. Tu bishvat. Tree, 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 Tu bishvat. Isn't that a fun song? Might have been a new one for you, or for all of you at home. This next one is one of my favorites, and it's called For Trees. So you see the theme here, we're on a tree theme. So this was written by Ellen Allard, and actually Peter Allard as well. So they wrote it together. This lovely tree, standing before us, planted by someone a long time ago. Someone with hope, a hope for tomorrow, with a dream of this future, right here in this tree. So raise your hand up high, for all the world to see. Everyone stands up for trees. Thing about trees that is so amazing, and living they give us all that we need. Give us food, they give them beauty, and they give us the air that we breathe. So raise your hand up high for all the world to see. Everyone stands up for trees. Some trees are huge, some trees are tiny. Some scrape the sky and some scrape your knees. Some live a long time with rings that can prove it. Some form the table where we wrote this song. So raise your hand up high for all the world to see. Everyone stands up for trees. There's beech, elm, and maple, hickory, locust, chestnut, catalpa, cedar and gum, tupelo, willow, cypress, magnolia, sycamore, rosewood, oak, birch, and plum, sassafras, apple, dogwood and poplar, persimmon, walnut, and the old cherry tree, cottonwood, redwood, olive, and orange, all of them growing so free. This lovely tree standing before us, planted by someone a long time ago, someone with hope, a hope for tomorrow, dream of the future right here in this tree. So raise your hand up high for all the world to see. Everyone stands up for trees, for trees, for trees, for trees. You ever think that they have so many different types of trees that they could all fit into one song? It's actually pretty impressive that they're able to do all of that. So, Miss Gail, why don't you read for us right on the top of page 8 as we get ready and prepare for our children's blessing. This is a blessing that parents or grandparents can give to their kids or grandkids every single Shabbat and different times of the year as well.
May God bless you and keep you every moment, every...
Yeah, you should be on.
May God bless you and keep you every moment, every day. May God smile at you and fill your heart in every way. May God help you find the goodness in everything you do. May you be blessed with peace and love.
Okay, and the 3-part priestly blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yarer Adonai panav elecha v'kuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. So we've made Shabbat very special with prayer and song, and now we're going to say the prayer over the fruit of the vine, the grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. We say to life, l'chaim.
L'chaim.
And our lovely challah has been hanging out on the challah board beneath the challah cover. Yeah. So let's sing the motzi together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'teavon. All right. And because those of you who were watching but couldn't hear in the beginning didn't get to hear Bim Bom, we'll end with Bim Bom.
Oh, let's get your bims and your bombs ready out
Don't
there.
worry about the slide. Bim Bom, Bim 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 Bom, Bim 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 Bom, Chiri Biri Biri Bim. bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much for sharing Shabbat with us. Mazel tov to you, Eliza, and the Cohens. And thank you, Miss Gail. And now you're going to take it over and share our special craft.
Yes, I have a really fun, quick craft special for Tu B'Shvat. Okay, everybody out there, Shabbat Shalom. I love doing this with you, and this brings such joy to all our lives here. Well, a tradition is to plant on Tu B'Shvat, but another tradition is to plant parsley seeds so that they have enough time to grow for what? What's this holiday? Yes, Passover Seder. So we plant them as a tradition to plant on Tu B'Shvat, but especially parsley seeds. So you will have some delicious, and here's samples of flat leaf, whichever you like, and you will have fresh parsley on Tu B'Shvat, plant on Tu B'Shvat for your Pesach Seder table. So what I did, you have at home, very simple. All I got at Publix or Walmart or the dollar store was just a clear cup that you can pretty much get anywhere. Then what I decorate the cup, because markers and crayons, they won't really work on plastic, but I thought, no glitter this time, I promise. I know it was Hanukkah last time, so you have to have glitter for your Hanukkah candles. I promise, no glitter. But what I did was I got some tissue paper. Okay, I got this whole thing at the dollar store. I found this at Target. So I found tissue paper, and what I did was I used a scissor, or you can carefully cut little squares or triangles or different shapes, or you can even just tear it with your fingers. So if you'd rather not use the scissor, you can just tear it. Okay, how did I get it onto the cup? Okay, so here's the cup. And what I did was I took some washable glue and I poured a little into this bowl, okay? But to make it spread smoothly, I took a little bit of water, just a little bit, and I put it into the glue and I mixed it up. So it got a little bit of more like a real liquid glue, if there's such a thing. Okay. So it's liquidy. Yeah, you see? Oh, look, Eliza. Okay. Then I took the brush, okay, on the outside first. I brushed the glue you could do like halfway onto the cup. Okay? Then what do you think I did next? I took some of my tissue paper and I started little by little making almost like a mosaic. Any color you like. You could make it all in one color. If you love green, make it green. If you like yellow, make it yellow. I like lots of colors. So as I was doing this, do you see I started gluing it on? And your fingers might get a little sticky, but that's okay. It's arts and crafts here. So messy is okay sometimes. And then I started taking some more, and just any color. And then if you find a piece, you just take your liquid glue and just kind of brush it over it a little bit to flatten it down. And I added some more. As you turn the cup, you add some more. I'm going to take a little purple here, and you do the whole cup where it ends up looking like this. You see? Like this. But if you want, before you put the soil in, let's pretend the whole cup has tissue paper. It's like this. I took a second cup, so you will need 2 cups, 2 cups for this project. So after this is all covered in tissue paper, I then took my liquid glue on the little foam brush, you get these anywhere, and on the inside of the cup now, I brush the whole inside with the glue. Along the whole inside. See? So like I painted. And after this was all covered in whatever tissue you like, you're going to stick that cup into the glued cup, down just a little bit, but then it needs to dry pretty much overnight. And then you have this, and it's pretty much stuck in there. And now you have your flower pot. So if water here, it's not going to damage the tissue paper. And then I found at the dollar store, I found these label stickers that were really great. And I placed one on here and I wrote Miss Gale's parsley with the date. I did it today, 1/22/21. I found these labels. And then through religious school, as the religious school director, I have these little signs I put on, and I printed on the computer, Tu B'Shvat parsley for Passover karpas. Karpas is the Hebrew word for parsley. But if you don't have this sign, I made my own. I took a piece of white blank paper, I cut it in a square, and then with a pencil, a pen, a marker, I wrote, I planted my parsley seeds for my Passover Seder. Then I took a popsicle stick, just a little small popsicle stick, and I will glue it a little bit on the bottom, and then I'll stick my popsicle stick in, and then I'll put it off to the side. But what's a flower pot without soil and seeds? So what I'm going to do is here's my dirt. It's just regular potting soil I found at Home Depot. And I'm going to fill my cup halfway. I am going to fill my cup halfway. And then I am going to carefully, you can either tear it open, the parsley seeds, and there's lots of little seeds. You probably only need about half of this for this tiny cup. And then I'm going to sprinkle in, just kind of shake it around, some parsley seeds. And I don't know if you can. So parsley seeds I sprinkled in, and then with this plastic spoon, I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to top it off with some more soil. And I'm going to add it. You don't have to go to the very top, but you want to get go about 3/4 of the way up. And this is a great project now that we are doing things more outside. This is the perfect project to get all your supplies, maybe not so much on a windy day with all these lots of tissue paper little squares, but you can put them in a baggie outside, and if it's windy, you can take a little square out of the baggie, and that's how you can do it, and plant it outside or go to a park and do this at the park. You can do this, it's a wonderful project to do at a park when you're surrounded by trees. In Hebrew, the word tree is eitz, not eats. Close to eitz chaim, tree of life. And this is a great project to do at the park. Well, this might take, Passover is usually in April, in the springtime. So I am going to, but when you do this, you can water your soil, but don't overdo it. But you can water your soil, because now you have 2 cups in here. So you water your soil, and then you can take, like the one I made earlier here with a piece of paper, and you can stick it in the center. So every time you check it, every day, you see I planted, and you'll remember what's in here because it says parsley seeds for my Passover Seder. And what do you think it needs? I can hear you. What does it need? It needs sunshine. So you need sunshine. So either put it outside or inside by a window to get a lot of sunshine, and that's a Sharpie. Sharpies work well with adult Sharpies. But the other one is it's washable. So you can place this in the sun, and every day you can pray, oh, please, sun, come out sunshiny sun. I love sun. It makes me feel warm and good inside. And shine down on my parsley seeds. So Pesach, I will have delicious, fresh. Now, this packet was flat leaf, but again, any parsley will do. It's just a very fun, creative way to celebrate Tu B'Shvat, celebrate trees, celebrate nature, celebrate what God has, given us for this world. Picture the world without trees around us. Be a little sad. But no, we need some trees and sunshine in our lives, and we need parsley for Passover Seder. Parsley is one of the main ingredients on your Passover table. It is one of the main people there, if you want to say that. But this is a really wonderful project. And as you do a project like this, you can recite the Shehechianu. The Shehechianu is a prayer of hope, simcha, and joyous occasions. And I am going to pray, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu, Vekimanu, Vehigiyanu, Lazman Hazeh, because it is a joyous to see something grow and to see something come to life is definitely a joy in our lives. So if you have any questions, you can call the temple. Some of you have my cell phone, a lot to do. Please feel free. I picked up these parsley seeds at Home Depot just recently, and they had a ton there at the Home Depot. All of them have it, but I went to the one on Curlew in 19, and they had a ton of parsley seeds, tissue paper, the glue, and soil. And you will have extra soil left over. Recycle that. Use that soil. Recycle it. Maybe you'll see sometimes when I walk around, I see there's areas that need more soil to nurture the ground. So take your soil and use it somewhere else to recycle and reuse. Tu B'Shvat is a very happy holiday. I remember as a child, I remember planting my parsley seeds, and I still plant them till today. So Chag Sameach, happy holidays, and it's Tu B'Shvat, and enjoy your holiday. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.